Mr. P's Science and Math Podcasts. For more science and math concepts, search me out on iTunes by typing Papapodcasts. You can contact me at papapodcasts@gmail.com. Other Papa Podcast titles include Chemistry Podcasts, Math Podcasts, which look at quadratic functions, polynomials, trigonometry, linear mathematics, and Physics Podcasts. Thank you for watching.
Convert 60 kilometers per hour into meters per second. As we said, remember our little table. Next thing to remember is when converting units, we will multiply fractions. Now, here is one of the trickiest ones to convert. And the reason why it is the trickiest one to convert is because we have two sets of units that we need to convert. We need to convert the kilometers to meters, and then we need to convert the hours into seconds. And remember, if we're converting units, we are multiplying fractions. We're going to take our first number that we're trying to convert. We're trying to convert 60 kilometers per hour. So we have 60. And we usually put it over 1. But 60 kilometers per hour is really 60 kilometers per 1 hour. It's already over 1. So our time unit is in the denominator. Our time unit is here in the denominator. So, same rules apply. We're going to multiply by fractions. So, what are we going to try to remove? So, we do not want kilometers. So, for me to do this, kilometers is at in our numerator. Kilometers must be in the denominator for me to divide them out. So, I'm going to convert kilometers to meters. So, those are my next set of units. So, in 1 kilometer, okay, the bigger unit is kilometers. So, in 1 kilometer, we have 1,000 meters. If I stop here, my units are meters per hour, but I do not want hours. So I want to remove hours. But because hours is here in the denominator, for me to divide out hours, I must put hours in the numerator. Because hours here is in our denominator. Kilometers per hour, seconds, these are in the denominator right now for this particular question when we're dealing with speed. So to cancel out hours, to divide out hours, if hours is in our denominator, hours must be now in our numerator. If we're converting hours, what are the next set of units to hours that are getting closer to seconds? Well, we're not going to jump from hours to seconds. We're going to jump from hours to minutes. Which is bigger? 1 hour, 1 minute. Same rule applies. We put the number 1 next to the bigger of the two units. In 1 hour, it is equivalent to 60 minutes. If I stop here, my answer is now in meters per minute. But I do not want minutes. So I want to get rid of minutes. So for me to cancel out minutes or to divide out minutes, I must put minutes up here in the numerator. So now this bottom minutes will divide out with the top minutes. And what are we converting minutes to? Well, we're converting minutes now to seconds. Between minutes and seconds, which is the bigger unit? Minutes is the bigger unit. So we put 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. If we stop here, notice what our units are? Meters per second. This is where we want to stop. So once we stop from here, now we put in our equal sign. We stop there because we have the units that we want. So now, same rules apply. We're going to collect everything in our numerator. So here in the numerator, this is what we have. So, we have 60, no more units, because kilometers cancel out, times 1,000 meters. Those haven't canceled out. Times 1. Times 1. Notice how the only units up in our numerator is the units that we need, meters. In our denominator now, we have 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 60 seconds. So what we have here now is we're going to collect what we have in our numerator. So 60 times 1,000 meters times 1 is going to give me 60,000 meters. Divided by 1 times 60 times 60 is going to give me 3,600 seconds. So when I divide the two out with our calculator, we're going to get an answer of 16.6, and it's going to keep going meters per second. Depending on where your teacher asks you to round off, we're going to keep our whole numbers. So we're going to look at the number that we're ignoring, the next number, and we're going to round this off to 17 meters per second. So if we're converting 60 kilometers per hour into meters per second, it's equivalent to 17 meters per second.